Where's all my soul sisters? Let me hear your flow, sisters.
Hey, sister, go, sister, soul, sister, flow, sister, hey, sister, go, sister, soul.
So welcome to the first ever episode of Sold Sistas. So it's a real estate podcast. We're going to clue you in on everything you ever wanted to know with real estate. Today is more or less just an intro. Figure out who we are and we'd love your feedback too if there's anything that you necessarily want to hear us talk about.
Yeah. Tell us. We'll talk about some real life stories as well and experiences. I'm Amanda Zuniga.
I am Heather McKitty, and we both work at Acquire Homes. And I guess I will start this off just asking, like, when did you start doing real estate? What made you want to do real estate?
Yes. So I got my real estate license in June of 2022. What made me get into real estate was my mom. She had these fourplexes that I helped them build back in high school in the early 2000s, and she fell ill. So I took over them, and I really wasn't sure what I was doing. So I was like, oh, I should go to real estate school so I could kind of know how to maneuver this, and figured it would help me learn some of the laws and logistics behind it. And so I started real estate school, got my license, and at the time I was still working at an elementary school. I worked in a center-based autism program at an elementary school in Fountain. So I was trying to do both real estate as well as still be in the education industry. Then my mom got to feeling better and everything. She took back over the fourplexes, and eventually that was my very first transaction, was selling 2 fourplexes. So that was as a solo agent, brand new agent, and it was like within 2 months of me getting my license, I sold those fourplexes, and that was quite the experience.
Oh, I bet. There's a
yeah.
lot of extras to know with
There was a lot to learn, so
those income properties for sure.
I'm grateful for the experience, though.
Nice.
What about you?
I've been doing this since 2003, so forever and a day. But really, I just kind of like lucked into it, I would say, because I had always thought pre-med and went to school, got a degree in biology and minor in chemistry. And then I was like, no, pre-med's not for me. I'm going to just do something else in the science field, and quickly learned that there's not a lot of really great opportunities out there unless you've gone on and gotten a master's or a PhD or what have you. So I moved to Colorado Springs. I started working for one of the local builders, Vantage Homes. They're actually one of my favorite builders here in town. But yeah, I was a model home assistant, just managed the model all week long. And I thought to myself, I like this. I love watching construction, houses being built, house trends, decorating trends, all that kind of stuff. I loved it. And I loved working with people. So I just decided to do night school and got my license, and the rest is history.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. See, you guys get a newbie and an oldie.
That's right.
Awesome. Do you remember your first real estate transaction?
Oh, Lord.
I know it was so long ago. I'm sorry.
Gosh, I don't know if I would really claim that it was like the first. No, like, you know what I mean? Or that, yeah, because I feel like there was a time period there. Right after I got my license, I went to work for a not so great outfit. They're no longer in business here in Colorado Springs, but it was just it's not the kind of place you want to work for, right? Like, hey, we're going to get people houses that have the worst credit on the planet. You know what I mean? Or, yeah, come on, sellers, we'll sell your house, and like claim that they can sell it for more money than anywhere else. You know what I mean? So it's like these people had unrealistic expectations, and the deals were just insanely difficult to do. But I managed to close a few in my 6-month stint while I was there, and then I came over to Acquire Homes, which is where I've been ever since.
Amen to that.
Yes.
Nice.
Much better company, much better fit.
Yeah.
So.
I've been with Acquire since about November of 2024, and it was the best move I've ever made. I'm very grateful for it.
Who were you with before?
I was with Keller Williams Partners.
Okay.
Yep. Yep, I was on a team, and it was a high-performing team. I was part of the Kibler Group, and an amazing group of people, great owners. They were great, but it just, I needed to change. I needed a change in my life, and I'm very grateful for this change. It has opened so many more doors for me, and like, just being here and meeting new people, like I feel included. Rob is absolutely amazing. I couldn't. Yeah, and I have a new friend, which is amazing. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So tell me about.
That's awesome.
Tell me about your most memorable transaction, or actually, like let's make something funny. Like, tell us about your funniest transaction. Is there any kind of
Okay.
transactions that kind of?
So I had this one. It's probably been well over 10 years now since I sold this house, but you know it's bad when you get the feedback, and the agent literally wrote in his feedback, he was like, "This showing made me want to go get my concealed carry permit."
Gosh.
And like, so then I started calling everybody else's show. I was like, "Was it really that bad? Like, tell me." But yeah, bless her heart. That's sort of my weakness. I take on these deals that I know are going to be ridiculously hard, just because I'm like, oh, but I feel so bad. Those people really need
Somebody
help.
needs the help
You know
then.
what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. And I guarantee, oh gosh, if I sold this house, I can sell any house in Colorado Springs. So like, the little lady that lived there, she had seizures, so she couldn't drive. You know what I mean? She had a caregiver, but he was at work all day long. So, you know, you've got the awkward situation of the homeowner's there, like when everybody comes to look at it. There's, you know, no way he could leave work to come pick her up and get her out of there for every showing. And she was so artsy. Like, she learned, I guess, how to deal with that, not being able to take herself anywhere. And so she's like super creative. She would quilt, she would paint, she would sew, she would do all these things. But she had done a lot of that all over the property. So like, you had windows that had murals in them, and you know, your shower door is a mural, and there's a lot of really small dogs that poop and pee on, you know, puppy pee pads that just don't get picked up for showings. And it was crazy. So that guy, he was actually like, she was notorious for coming to the door in her bra and panties, like her sports bra. She'd be doing her workout and just answer the door like that. Like, you just never knew. You never knew. But his experience was like, when I showed up, like, she was like on another planet. She was like, followed him around talking about angels and demons and stuff, like throughout the whole entire showing. And I was like, bless her heart. Like, I don't know, but like, nobody else seemed to have as awful of an experience as what he had when he was there. But just one of those things, boy, the challenges.
Oh yeah.
The challenges.
And
Because that one was challenging, but we got it sold.
as you know, every transaction is very different. Like there's always something new that you learn or encounter or experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Every single time. What about you? What have you had any funny ones?
I wouldn't necessarily funny or wild out there. Like, I've been very blessed. I've had really great transactions with great people, I would say. The most memorable, the funniest showing I've ever done was not in Colorado Springs. It was somewhere else. And I was taking a friend, and thankfully it was a friend, and it was a man, and I was grateful for that because we went to this house, and the door was opened, but there was a work truck behind us. So I was like, oh, maybe they're doing some work in there, and they just didn't let us know. So as we enter in and start kind of looking around, looks like maybe somebody might be in there. It was supposed to be vacant. There was some stuff, and then all of a sudden you see like all these needles and stuff, like somebody was doing drugs there, and we got out of there real fast. And then I called the listing agent and was telling her, and she's like, oh my gosh, it happened again. And I was like, again? Like, can we not have this as a, like, let us know, like, so we know how safe we are. But that was probably my craziest experience with the showings. And yeah, so I've learned since then to kind of be prepared, let my buyers be aware, and just make sure that I have something to keep myself safe.
Yeah, you do. You have to.
Yes,
These days,
yes.
I know. I went back to just make sure a house was good to go for the walkthrough, and I was like, all right, why is there like a pallet of blankets and pillows and stuff like in the basement family room?
Oh, wow.
So I was like, I don't know,
Yep.
you know,
Oh,
how
there's
this person
another
got
one.
in, who they were, where they came from, nothing. But I
scary.
was like, I'm going to go around. I'm going to make sure all the windows are locked. Like,
Yes.
I'm going to, like,
They'll find a way. Like,
because I think that's what it was. They had installed new windows in the basement
Oh, no.
and apparently had left one of them unlocked. So,
That's scary.
but yeah, you're just like,
Especially when you're there
holy
alone.
cow. Yeah.
Like I was doing some showings for some clients that were out of town, so I was trying to do videos and pictures for them. And I was by myself, and I went to this house, and it was kind of eerie walking in as it was. It was like not in a bad area or anything. Like it was a cute house, but like it felt off. And so I go through the house, and I'm just being cautious, looking at everything. And then when I was going down towards the basement, I opened like the crawl space door, because you can go down into the basement and open another door. And I heard something move. I lost it. And I shut everything and I left. And I told them, like, listen, this is what I could get, but I did not feel safe. It was a little creepy and I can't do that. It really creeped me out. That was probably the
So you don't
creepiest
know,
one.
did you
Besides,
see a person? Or
I did not.
No,
I
you
just heard something like
got up
shuffle
out
or
of there.
move. I didn't know if it was an animal. I didn't know if it was a person, but I'm not about to stay there and find out either. So I left. And that was quite scary. And not to mention, when I was upstairs, there was like some clothes like in the bathroom. And I thought that was a little odd. It was a little, so I was just kind of creeped out by the overall, like, presence. I don't know. I did not feel comfortable in that house whatsoever. So that was another one besides the squatters living in and doing drugs. It's quite the experience we have.
I was showing one, and there's a homeless guy that came and was sleeping in their shed. We went in the backyard to check the backyard out. We opened the door to the shed, and there's a dude in there asleep.
My God.
We were like, all right, let's just detour back inside and finish checking that out. And of course, like you said, you have to call immediately after. Hey, there's somebody crashed out in the shed over there. You guys might want to call somebody. So.
Yes. It's quite the experience. So, I mean, like real estate's amazing. It's great to
good
be in,
stuff.
but you also, it can be. You have to really be vigilant about your surroundings, what's going on. You have to have something, you've got to protect yourself. Have you ever had any open houses or anything that you've ever done or people that you worked with that kind of seemed a little bit off and uncomfortable?
All right. No, knock on wood. Like I've been extremely blessed. I think the only thing that's ever happened to me, I've never found myself in a situation where I felt super uncomfortable. But it's like maybe like I talked to somebody on the phone and, I'm just, about the house, this, that. And then I hang up and I'm like, oh man, like, you probably shouldn't go over there alone. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Or like, especially the ones that are really far out east on acreage. Like I did that one day and I was like on my way out there and then I was like, you just met this person like in a Facebook group. Like this is 45 minutes outside the city. So I call my girlfriend. I'm like, hey girl, this is... It's Heather. This is where I'm going. This is who I'm meeting. This was their Facebook profile. If it's even legit, like if I don't come back,
Yeah, I mean, I think it's real.
like,
You really got to
come
do
look
that.
for me here. But I've always been lucky that it was always something
good.
legit. Yeah, and never
I'm
got
grateful
put
we
in
have
harm's way.
systems and tools in place that we can use to help keep
Yes.
us safe as well, which is nice. I think I've only had one experience that was a little uncomfortable, and it was an open house I was doing. And this gentleman was just walking around, and then everybody left, and he was still walking around and just kind of taking his time, talking. And that made me feel really uncomfortable. I'm like, well, are you trying to hit on me, or are you trying to hit me. I don't know. So it was really uncomfortable. Then my significant other, thank God, had stopped by and he left. And because of that, it made me feel a little like, what was he thinking? What was he planning? Because the fact that you're lingering around so much, and then all of a sudden somebody shows up and you dip out, like, I'm grateful. Like, I'm just grateful that he showed up when he did. So that was about the most uncomfortable time I've ever experienced. But other than that, I've been blessed as well.
That's good. Yeah. How long was he there?
I don't know.
Like, if you had to guess. Like, he showed up when other people were there. He waited till all the other people left. Was still just, like, lingering.
Asking some questions. Just moseying. So not even just kind of, it was really, I don't even know how to describe it. It was really odd. Just kind of meandering. It didn't, I don't know. It was very off to me. So, yeah. I don't know. You just got to listen to your gut. You got to listen to your instincts and just be vigilant, be aware, and call people. If you feel uncomfortable, there's times I'll put somebody on the phone with me.
Don't turn your back to
I share my
them.
Location with certain people so they're aware of where I'm going and where I'm at. Don't turn your back to them. Definitely.
Yeah.
You know,
All the other
let them enter first.
trips.
So, yeah.
What do you carry for protection?
For the longest time I wasn't, but my wonderful mentor who works here, Miss Tina Bauer, she gave me her pepper spray because she was like, you don't have anything? Oh my gosh. And so she gave me like this pepper spray, and I haven't had to use it, thankfully, but I'm grateful that I do have it. That's what I use.
Yeah. I've got a zapper.
I haven't thought about that. Like, oh, is that legal? Can I get a taser? I want to go to the
don't
shop
know.
that sells them and just.
I mean, I guess.
I feel like it should be because I got to protect myself.
I thought it was really sweet. One of my clients actually bought it for me and gave it to me.
That is
He
so
was
sweet.
like, girl, I worry about you out there showing those houses. And I was
that-
like, well, thank you. Thank you so
People
much.
that care to put your safety as a priority and go out of their way to give you something to protect you, like, I think that speaks volumes. That's really awesome.
Yeah. I thought it was a sweet gesture, you know?
Yeah.
And like I said, I've never had to use it, but
Yeah.
it's nice to know it's there just in case.
Right? Right. It's kind of neat.
Just in case. I don't know what it would do to somebody, you know.
I guess you should try it out.
Right? Do you think my boyfriend would let me zap him?
Why not? I think if he loved you enough so you can be familiar with how to use it, yeah.
I'll be like, babe, come here. Let's see how bad this hurts. Let's see how
Exactly.
bad you're incapacitated after I
You'll
do
be
it.
fine.
How long I have to get away. We're going to give it a test
Pretty
run.
sure in the police academy they go through that. So I think,
Yeah.
I mean, I could be guessing, that's what I heard, but I think he'll be
This
fine.
thing's loud.
People
Like,
survive it, so he'll be
It doesn't
fine.
have the prongs that come out like a taser and like hit you, but
Oh, okay.
it's like, so you have to have it
Oh,
on
touching.
somebody.
Yeah. Okay,
so
I've
that's
seen those.
that is a little bit concerning because I'm like, I don't even know if I
You wanna
wanna
get that close.
enough to touch them.
I'm on one that shoots.
But yeah, but then it makes like this really super loud zap.
Like, because if you're
sound,
feeling
so-
uncomfortable, why would you want to get that close to somebody? I know I wouldn't.
I don't know. Maybe it's for if they already got you.
Oh, maybe.
And you need
Pull
to
it
get
out.
away. Then you're like,
out.
okay, well, you already got me.
Yeah.
You're already right here.
Man, this turned dark real fast. I guess it's just the concerns, things that we think about, being out there with people we have no clue who they are. You
Yeah.
never know.
It is
So-
kind of strange to think about that. There's not a whole lot of other professions where it's like
You go into a house with
you
a stranger.
barely know people, but you're like, yeah, okay, let's show up in a random place all alone, or I'll put you in my car and drive you
Yeah.
around, or like,
You want to go look at those 40 acres out east? Sure, why not? Nothing
Yeah.
could go wrong out there.
no, nothing.
So, yeah. So, if you remember from like what you learned in real estate school to how that translated into real life real estate,
Yeah.
what are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts on it are they hit you with all of the terminology and laws and book stuff and, all of that. So, all of it, I think, is definitely good to know. But, I mean, it's like you get out and think like, yep, I'm just ready, like, to hit the ground running and, you virtually know nothing.
It's like a whole new world, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of the practicality of it and things like that, you know.
Yeah. So, yeah, I agree with that. Like, as far as what you learn in real estate school, you learn a lot of, like, the laws, the terminology, the language, how to maneuver through different things. But when you actually get out into the real world and experience it, it's like you're learning hands-on. It's a whole new experience.
And that's what I tell people, I guess. You know,
Yeah.
there's a lot of complaints about fees and things like that, right? What we get paid, or they want you to accept less, or
I'm like, are we going there
things
right now?
down. Like, hey,
like, oh,
I don't fault
so-
anybody. I don't fault anybody. I
Well,
am the
and-
biggest cheapskate on the planet, so
But in all
I
fairness, like,
will
legit,
attempt.
I understand that can be a concern to people, but I also think that there's another side of real estate that a lot of people don't see and don't understand, which comes down to the fees that we pay out of pocket, the licensing that we have to pay out of pocket, the trainings, we have to do continuing education all the time. We have to pay fees every month. We have to be members of like certain MLSs to be able to share listings. So there's all these fees behind
Oh yeah.
that other people are not aware of, and
Yeah,
that definitely
you are
adds
feed
up
out
over
the
time.
wazoo. Like,
Not to mention you have to market
when I first
yourself.
got my license, I was like, oh, okay, cool, I'll go in some interviews, right? How stupid. Like, I mean, I guess it's not stupid, it's what you do, right, when you're looking for a new job. But I mean, it was like everybody in real estate wants you to come and be a part of their organization or their company or their association because they charge you money.
Oh yeah.
So it's like no skin off of their back. Oh, you're a shitty agent. You don't know what
That's
you're
all right.
doing.
You're still
You're
paying
not
our
going to
bills.
close any transactions. That's okay. Come on aboard because we're still charging you $100 or $300 a month or $500 a month, whatever it is, to hang your license there. So that was kind of eye-opening and shocking. Like, and like you said, when you don't know what you don't know, getting into it. You don't know necessarily what to look for in a company or
That's
what's
so
good.
true.
You
Oh,
know?
yeah.
Yeah. How you get mentorship or, like I said, a good sounding board when you run into circumstances. So,
Absolutely, I agree.
and that's what I tell people. You're not paying, like, hopefully your transaction goes easy. Hopefully it's a cinch.
Right.
You know what I mean? But you're paying for all those years of expertise and running
The
into
knowledge.
difficult situations and learning how to like overcome all those obstacles and those hurdles that can pop up on you throughout a transaction so that you can keep it all together and
The
moving
legalities
forward.
in the background as well, when it comes to like the contracts and everything and the negotiating. There's a lot more that goes on to it, so.
Yeah. So, like, hopefully you never have anything super crazy pop up, but if it does,
That's what we're here for.
yep.
We figured that out.
We have probably been there, done that,
And if not, somebody has, and we'll get through it. It's
made
all right.
it work. Yeah, it's crazy. So,
Yes.
what do you think? Anything else that you want to cover in this first podcast?
Just a little bit more about ourselves. I think it would be great to kind of talk to people so they can kind of get familiarized with who we are and how we work and what kind of values we have. I think that's really important. So you're going to tell me a little bit more about yourself, your family, like what's the most important aspect of real estate to you?
Let's see. Well, to start, like I said, I am the mom of 2 boys. I love them with all my heart and soul. I've got one that's 20 and one that is almost 12. So I like, one of the reasons I guess I got into real estate was so that I had something that was somewhat flexible. So, and people don't realize that either. Oh, it's gotta be so awesome. You just make your own schedule. You do, but you're also making your schedule around your client's schedule most of the time.
You just got to be disciplined.
Yeah. But occasionally, like I said, when the boys have something big, like it's nice, I can be like, nope, I've had to block this off, like, and no problems or complaints with any of that. So, but I try to keep the balance between work and family Pretty even, pretty level. I'm a Christian. I was raised in church, always, been very active there, and those values are important to me. So I try to carry that through to real estate and look at it as I don't just try to sell people things.
Yeah.
I do believe in the dream of home ownership. I do believe that it can create wealth. I think it's one of the best things anybody can do for themselves, and do it as early on in your life as you can, because even if it's not your dream home, whatever your first home is could springboard you into your dream home later down the line. But yeah, I just look at it as I am a public servant. You know what I mean? I'm here to educate you, kind of teach you and show you the ropes, how it all works and comes together, and give you good professional advice when you need it, and make sure that you're getting into a good situation. So,
Awesome.
what about you?
Myself, I have, together, my significant other and I, we have 5 kids total, 4 biological, then my stepson. And I have a grandson who's 10 months. So my oldest, who's 22, has a little baby, and he is just amazing. So I absolutely love being a mom.
Babies.
I love babies. I love
babies.
Babies, love kids. I love being a mom and a grandma. I've totally taken ownership of that. I absolutely adore it. I am a Colorado native. I grew up in between Fountain Whitefield area, so I'm definitely, those are my stomping grounds.
That's one thing I think is awesome. It's like you've been here forever.
Yeah,
right.
Forever. But let's not talk about age. We're gonna move on from that. No,
we're gonna carbon date you.
Carbon date me, yes.
Gonna
As
carbon
my
date you.
12-year-old says, "Oh, what was it like back in the 1900s, Mom?" I'm like, "Oh, Sean."
Oh, don't you hate these kids doing that to you?
Yeah, my horse and
Mine
wagon
does
broke
it
down a
too.
lot, but it's okay. I
Don't-
made it.
Don't make me watch a movie from the 1900s.
Oh my gosh.
That's what I get. Because I'll be wanting to watch Ferris Bueller or
First of
something
all,
cool.
1980s was
hey.
the best. They had the best music, best movies. But yeah, like you, as far as that goes, I was raised between Catholic and Christian, and I do go to a Christian non-denominational church that I absolutely love. So I try to invite anybody and everybody. The pastor there is just amazing. His family's amazing. They're so down to earth. I could go on about it because I also serve at the church and I love it. I definitely enjoy I love to cook. As I've gotten older, though, I'm like, oh man, standing on my feet, that kind of hurts my back. But I still love it because I love to eat, and I love soccer and singing.
Yeah. You play soccer?
I used to. No,
Yeah.
I would love to,
Little
but I'm not that great. I'll trip on my own feet, hurt my back, who knows, my knees. You heard it, sir. You just live vicariously through people. You just watch them. So, but I do love soccer. And I just like to have fun. I feel like everybody, we're all unique individuals. Sometimes I mesh well with some people I may not, but that's okay. I try to treat everybody equally and just give grace where grace is needed. I'm a very forgiving person. I don't forget, but I will do my best to forgive. And so I think as far as my morals and values go, the most important thing to me is doing what I can to help people. Like if I had to give somebody the shirt off my back, I would. I want to do what I can to help others, and how that translates into real estate is I'm able to educate people, I'm able to inform people, and being at this brokerage has been so amazing. It's been such a blessing because I can actually contribute some of my compensation or whatever it is to try to help people with their closing costs or whatever they need. And it's just, it's mind-boggling what I'm able to do now and how I can help people. And to me, it feels so amazing. And I just love that. I think that's volunteering, being a part of the community.
That's awesome.
That's where my heart is. That's my passion.
Yeah.
So.
I used to love it. I used to volunteer and teach the 3-year-olds.
Yes. And it's
Sunday school, 3-year-old Sunday school. It's the best, by the way.
Like Heather said too,
3-year-olds are awesome.
The flexibility of being able to kind of pick and choose things. I feel like because I got into real estate so late in life and I had these jobs, these schedules, I missed so much of my, it breaks my heart, like so much of my kids growing up, and like certain activities, like there are certain things I was able to make time for, but like I feel like I could have accommodated a lot more had I done this sooner, but I am making up for it now because now I do not miss anything. I am the ultimate crazy band mom. I will be the crazy, sports mom if I need to be. I'll be there for my kids, and I love it. And so that's not one thing that is a non-negotiable for me. Like when it comes to my family, my kids, that's the time I allot for them, and I'm just blessed to have a schedule and clientele and people that are willing to work around that and make it happen.
Yeah.
So
That's
I'm grateful
awesome.
for it.
Yeah. I love it too for those reasons.
Yeah. So it's been amazing. Yeah. I'm so happy we could like bring it to like a happy ending on this podcast.
It is pretty great. It is pretty great. Like I said, I get a big sense of satisfaction, right? When it all just goes so smooth, and
Right.
you could be helping a first-time home buyer that has no clue what's happening.
Oh, those ones are so...
You know what I mean? But
they're
then they're
so heartwarming.
so excited when they get to the end, and it's here. And then, or the ones where you're timing-wise, trying to time it just perfect.
right.
They can sell a house, move out of it, buy another one, move into it.
But I love that
and
challenge.
Just awesome. Yeah.
It's so much fun. Like, honestly. Yeah, those are great ones. Or
The
even like
challenging ones.
I've done a couple probate ones, and just being able to help people through that difficult time too, and just being there for them. There's just something bonding with that.
No.
Yeah.
And like you said, working here is nice too. It's like I do like to give my repeat customers a break.
You can help people if they need help, and it's not all, but it's what can I do to help somebody? What can I do to help them create this generational wealth? How can I be a part of their journey? And it's, I don't know, being here is just amazing. I'm grateful. Like, thank you, Tina Bauer, for introducing me. And just thank you for everybody in the office. Like, you guys have been nothing short of amazing. I'm so
sweet.
grateful. Yeah. I'm like, I found my home.
Yeah, it's a great place to work. An absolute great place.
So
to
Rob
work, so.
Reinmuth, you're doing phenomenal, sir. Thank you.
And if you want to buy or sell a house, you know who to call.
The Sold Sisters. We have Heather McKitty and Amanda Zuniga.
Well, and thanks for hanging out with us today. We appreciate it. And like I said, if you want to throw out any ideas as far as what you need to know when it comes to real estate, we'd be happy to
Chop it up.
talk about any topic that's going to be helpful or useful. So,
Absolutely. All right. Y'all take care.
bye-bye.